Man, what's going on, your boys? I've been working on a game that I want to just go ahead and post about to do a little documentation for, and the game is called Wilderness. Now I'm gonna show in this video, I think I'm gonna go over like the sprites and the sprite sheets or whatever, and just do an overview, a little showcase of what all I've got so far. But Wilderness is a 2D open world like deer hunting game, and it has a little bit of 3D aspects to be able to make the 2D game feel like a 3D game. It's billboarding, so if you don't know what billboarding is, look it up. There's plenty of tutorials on how to do it. Okay, so as you can see, this right here is the actual game. I'm running it in a PowerShell window or terminal window console, so I could be able to show y'all what it looks like with the max speed going, so it doesn't cause any performance issues or any lag or anything like that. But as you can see, we already zoomed out, so it has a camera aspect to the game where you could be able to zoom in and zoom out. And I want to do this because whenever it comes to the scoping of the rifles, I want to be able to look and zoom in and zoom out to be able to see how far away deer are. So for example, you could have deer right here, and when you scope out with your rifle, you'll be able to do this, aim, and hopefully be able to shoot. I'm gonna have different bullet characteristics, or just things about the bullets that cause it to either penetrate or either drop, or just some different things. I don't want to call it physics or anything because it's a little different, but I definitely do plan on doing something with it. And as you can see, as I turn the map, this is the billboarding aspect of it, so you're able to rotate the map as if you are turning, or as if your player is turning. Now I don't have it to where the player also is the player changes the player changes the layers. I don't have it to where the player changes the layers, like gets behind the trees right now, but I do have the collision for it. So you run into a tree, it's gonna back you up, you're not gonna be able to move. And same thing for just every other side. But I thought the rotation aspect was just so cool because it just gives you a different vibe to the game where you're actually going through an open world and it feels 3D even though it's not. And mind you, I also have shadows as well, so whenever I end up adding the shadows back into it, you're gonna be able to see hey, the shadows make the whole game make it look even more 3D, as if there was it gives just a different feel to it, a different look to it. So I thought that was really cool. And for the most part, that's all I have right now. As you can see, I have different quadrants or different sectors right here. So if you zoom out, you can see it's a 3x3 sector, and I can change it. I can make it to where it's smaller than that, and I can zoom out, and it works really well. As you can see, the performance is a little different. Obviously with Pygame, it's going to be a little not the best, but at the same time, just for what it is right now, to have so many trees on the map, because right now I don't remember how many trees this is, but like I said, it's a 3x3 and it does random amounts, so that's the reason I don't know. But just for it being so many trees and being able to go through, the performance looks really well. And as you can see, I even added the tree sway to be able to make it look like the wind is blowing in the trees, so they kind of tilt and turn or whatever. So I think that's gonna be really cool whenever the game actually comes through and I add sound effects and stuff like that. It's gonna give it a different feel to the game. Now as y'all see, these right here, these are the before I get into that, let me show y'all what it looks like whenever you end up adding more sectors to your map. So right now I have 4 sectors. I have 4 sectors on my map, but let's just show you what it looks like whenever we do 12. And that's the one good thing about the way I made it, was because you don't have to worry about how many you put on the screen, because it's gonna work. So right now, as you can see, there's 12 sectors on each side. It's on the top and the bottom, whatever. And as you can see, they even still moving. The performance doesn't go down. You can still go through and you can move. Now of course you can tell this a little slower, but it's not enough to where the game isn't enjoyable anymore. You can't play it. And especially whenever you zoom in, this is going to be basically the default of what it looks like whenever you first load into the game or whatever. And as just from there, you'll be able to play it and see how things are. But of course, with more things on the screen, it's going to be just a little slower. That's just how it ends up being. But that is what I have so far. Now I'm gonna go back and change it to, but I'll explain what the yellow things are. So basically, I have a deer migration simulator that I'm gonna showcase in just a minute, and I'll probably put a picture on the screen just to show it. You will probably have to go to the other video that I make about it to be able to see that. But in order for the deer to be able to migrate across the world, so you can simulate the actual movement of deer, of course going across the world, you have to be able to put them at different XY positions. So these right here are basically the little herd groups that will be going to different migration points throughout the world as time passes. So it's not going to be this fast. It's going to change up a little bit, but for the most part, that's basically how That's basically how it's gonna be, and I think it looks really nice. You know, of course, as you zoom in, they also zoom in, zoom out, so they stay consistent with the map scale. And I just think it's gonna be really nice being able to see the deer move. And like I said, I'll show y'all another video of how I did the deer migration, because it's really nice and I think it looks really cool. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and show y'all some of the sprite sheets and some of the animations or whatever. So I have the grazing animation, I have a running animation, I have a looking animation, or like alertness, and then I also have the death or decay animation for the deer. So I thought this was gonna be really cool. I think this is gonna be really nice. I think it's gonna be really nice just being able to have some deer on the screen, be able to walk, run, depending on different things, and you know, go through the world in the open world, being able to hunt deer in a little group or whatever. So those are the deer. Now I also have the female deers as well. So female deer, just no there's no horns or anything, antlers, no antlers. And then I got my hunter, and this is literally just the walk animation for him. So I got him. I have my birds. Now the birds, I don't know when I'm gonna implement the birds, but I thought this would be just kind of cool, something to add in addition to it. I got my rifles, the guns that you're gonna be using to be able to shoot the deer. They all gonna have different, they all have different perks and cons and things about them that, you know, are good and might not be as good just for whatever type of hunting you plan on doing. I got my trees as well. Now the trees, I really enjoyed doing the trees because it was one of the things that made the billboarding or the 3D aspect of the game just look so much better and so nice. So this was a huge part in that. So yeah, those are the trees. And then I got this, but I'm not gonna use this right now. I think I might end up doing like little ponds or lakes or whatever, I don't know. But for the most part, that is going to be the full showcase of the sprites. Now obviously I'll probably add some more as time goes by, and I'll just get some more functionality in the game, but that right there is just going to be the sprites for right now. But for now, that's all I have. I hope y'all enjoy it. I'm gonna update y'all whenever I get some more stuff out, and I'm gonna see y'all boys in the next video.